Did you know that there's a UFO hearing going on right now as we speak? I don't know when you guys are seeing this video because I'm going to be uploading it later, but as I'm speaking right now, there's another UFO hearing. So that's a little fun. I love the craziness. It's all part of the Bible and it gives us the answers. But first, let's just dive right into scripture. It's going to be Proverbs chapter 12. Whoso loveth instruction loveth knowledge, but he that hateth reproof is brutish. A good man obtaineth favor of the Lord, but a man of wicked devices will he condemn. A man shall not be established by wickedness, but the root of the righteous shall not be moved. A virtuous woman is a crown to her husband, but she that maketh ashamed is a rottenness to his bones. The thoughts of the righteous are right, but the counsels of the wicked are deceit. I think we'll stop right there for right now. But yeah, let's go to work. I am running extremely late. I stayed up late last night working on the business. I never really get much sleep at all, which is weird. I get as much sleep as I believe I need, but sometimes it still doesn't feel quite enough. I usually work off of 5 to 6 hours of sleep a day, and that's about it. So sometimes when I'm feeling a little lazy, will I get 8 to 10 hours? Actually, those are probably just the days that God just says sleep. Because I don't know, I always have to be creating or doing something or making something and just going forward. It's not a bad thing. Come on, bro. But there is UFO hearing going on right now. I don't know if you guys heard about it. It's big news to certain people, I assume. I find it quite interesting. I know growing up as a kid, I heard anything about UFOs, I was right there. It was very, very interesting to me. And as children, our imagination runs wild. We're able to believe and pick up on anything that we see. Children are sponges. I don't know if anyone else has been a child in their life or not. I know I have. So I can at least speak to myself or speak about myself when I say this. And I believe that this is also why God says to raise your children up, right? So that way they don't depart from the faith later on. I think that's very, very important, real scripture. But children, they're able to have imaginary friends. They have imaginary everything. It's creepy. It's creepy, those little demons, you know? I remember being a kid. I only had a couple imaginary friends. I also thought it was kind of weird. So I never really, I just got into it. But I thought it was weird because I couldn't see imaginary friends, but I saw real stuff. That's the weird part. So when it comes to aliens, UFOs, the lizard people, lizard people all around us, the vampires that walk among us, those vampires. You can always tell when someone's a vampire because you get around them, you just feel drained. Your energy level just tanks. Those ones, man, yeah. But we're talking about UFOs. We're talking about little green people. Is it really too hard to believe that there are extraterrestrials that walk among us and have been for a long time? I don't think it's that outlandish, actually. There's a lot crazier things that go on in the world that people are oblivious to. The money system, the people that control the world, the systems that are in place, the evil that goes on behind doors. So what's a little alien spending some money in my shop? not that big of a deal. But there are UFO hearings going on right now, which I'm gonna watch the remainder of it a little bit later, once I get to work, settled in, and get the shop up and running. But it's very interesting. It's very interesting. We see in Revelation, it doesn't really talk about UFOs, doesn't really talk about aliens, but it does talk about equipment, ships of some sort that resemble animals. Now, it could be metaphorically or it could be literally, as scorpions with fire coming out their tails. So that, I don't know. There's a lot to dive in and dissect on that. I always go back to Revelation. I'm not gonna lie, I have a pretty firm grasp on Revelation, but at the same time I don't. I really don't. So it's one of those things where I limit myself quite a lot on what I say nowadays, because what Revelation says is Revelation chapter 21, anyone who adds or removes words from this book, may he be accursed, and may the curses fall upon him, or may the curses be thereof. And so I try to be as cautious as possible. I'll say this is my opinion and whatnot, but when it comes to deciphering and teaching, I'm not 100% sure on some of this stuff, or actually on a lot of stuff, right? But when it comes to the UFOs, it just blows me away that the government is actually talking about UFOs, which brings up a whole nother set of questions, right? Why is the government bringing up UFOs now? And why does it even matter on the grand scheme of things? I know a lot of people probably aren't watching, but we did have the news bring up UFOs, I think last year, as a main article. So what are they trying to distract from? Or what are they trying to lie about? I do believe that a lot of this information is real and fake. They're definitely paid actors. That's my guess. That's my assumption. The government doesn't just let anyone willy-nilly talk about anything to the public. Whether you're in the government now with top secret or top secret or a super secret clearance, then I mean, they're not going to just let you talk about anything. Or what if you're retired, or if you're out, or if you're disgruntled, right? They're not going to let you just talk about anything. And so it's very interesting. This is why I say it's scripted, because there's officials that worked in official capacity around certain things, and they're tiptoeing around a lot of stuff, saying, oh, I can't really say this, that's classified. But then they're just opening up saying, yeah, I saw a little green man, saw little gray dudes, they're hanging around by the pool drinking mimosas. That's just weird. I mean, I believe that they're around us, actually probably don't know, but my father used to work at Area 51. And it was very, very interesting talking to him about certain stuff. This is why I know, see, there's a way to get answers out of government officials while covering your butt and covering their butt. Because, one, if you ever want to know the cool stuff, you got to look after them. First, you also got to make sure that they're not gonna get in trouble. Second, you gotta, I don't know, this is just my operation. You don't gotta do nothing. I mean, you just screw it up yourself if you want. I'm just giving some advice if y'all ever want to make cool friends with some cool people. But be willing to die for the information you know. That's first and foremost. Second, make sure that you protect them. They're your friends, not your enemies. You both hate little green people and lizard people. So, you know, it is what it is. I can't speak to much other than throughout my whole life, I've been friends with military people, so much military people. It's awesome, actually. I appreciate the people that gave their life for me to be a dumbass. I wouldn't be here today, that's for sure. That's for sure. None of us would. Our military is, whether you believe it's right or wrong, you know, it's a lot of stuff was not their fault. They were under the great delusion of protecting our country, which is needed. Warm bodies are meant to fill the seats so that way we have some sort of protection, but a lot of it's set up. There's no real wars anymore. It's just cloud shows. But anyways, I've had a lot of friends and that have been in military, and I've noticed one common theme about them. Most military people don't even trust the government either. And when I say that, I mean to the extent of how much they hide, how much the government hides from even them. I think makes them a little skeptical and whatnot. So, but you know, just protect your friends. Just protect the cool people in the world. Like I said, we all hate little green people. They're creepy and weird. They're not of God. So, you know, let them be judged. Let them be cast out first in the lake that burns with fire and brimstone. That'd be awesome. It'd be like, dude, I knew Jimmy wasn't right. A little green dude in there. But the way you ask the questions plays a big part of, are you going to get any information out or not? You know? So I don't want to disclose too much, but anyways, if you guys have anyone that worked in high ranking capacity, because I used to do this with my dad all the time. I got so many years of practice, it was amazing. I remember being a kid going, Dad, did you ever see Little Green Men? Can't disclose that, Philip. Alright, let me come back again. I want to know everything. Did you work on this? I don't know. Did you work on this? I don't know. Did you work on this? I don't know. What is this about? I don't know. And then if you formulate your questions right, sometimes you get a little bit extra. And what I found out is you got to ask 5,000 questions, get a fragment of the statement, put it all together, and you're just like, woo, craziness. All right, anyways. I think the reason why I get so excited about aliens, it's not because I want them to come. We know that they're fallen angels, they're Nephilim. They're extremely evil and they're going to cause destruction, which they are. You know, but it might not be in a bad way. The Bible says, right? The devil comes as a beacon of light. You know, the falseness. So you got to be careful and you got to be protected. Because they're going to try to make it seem like it's no big deal. There's quite a big possibility that the government's doing this now just to simulate everyone into thinking, okay, there's spacecraft. All right, now I can process that. Then once people process that there actually are these crazy things walking among us, and have been for a long, long time, then you can start telling them, look at, you know, they maybe want to talk. All right, maybe they want to communicate. Let's try to figure out how to communicate. Oh, what? They're going to communicate? And the next step, right? Now they want to meet. Now they want to meet. They want to meet and see what we're about. And then they're going to want to integrate. They're going to want to integrate. And this is if they disclose all this, and if it goes down this way, right? They're going to want to simulate with us. They're going to want to integrate. What does that mean? Oh, well, they maybe get a couple of jobs just starting out or something, or work in the tech industry. We can share tech and all this stuff, right? And then they're going to be coming for your women. So, anyways, enough of the craziness. But there's a UFO hearing today, whether you like it or not. It's really weird, either way you look at it, either way you slice the pie, that the government is discussing little green men and little lizard people, and we're just going to work trying to make that money so we can support the little lizards. Adopt a lizard today, might save your life tomorrow. Shit, probably the next presidential campaign slogan. Speaking about the presidential campaign, if we look at history, it's always been Republican, Democrat, Republican, Democrat, Republican, Democrat. So this is why I tell you guys, stack up your little nuts. If you're all hoorah about Trump and whatnot, I'm not saying it's bad. I'm saying he's evil, but evil doesn't necessarily mean you're a bad person. Wrap your mind around that one. But stack up your nuts. Prepare. Just like, what, Jacob? Yeah, I think it was Jacob. Jacob prepared all the storehouse because there was going to be a great famine coming through the world. And what did Jacob do? Sold back all the grain to people so that way they could eat. And was able to get land, gold, silver, everything, cattle, livestock, right? So just stack up your little nuts, because if history is going to play like it has always been, because there is no real election. That's my claim. Could be wrong. Could be a real election. I could be the full one. I don't know. Either way, I don't care. It doesn't affect me. I just follow God, and that's about it. To the best of my ability. But then the Democrats are going to come in, and then everyone's going to say, "Oh shoot, man, we had such a good run with Trump. Now everything sucks. Everything sucks. We need another great white savior. We got Jesus. Don't we got Jesus?" I don't know. That's the way I look at it, actually. Is through all this craziness, you could lose your mind. I mean, just pick something, one crazy thing that has happened this last year. I think it was Miami that I think happened this year, right? We saw the Grays. We saw the Grays over in Miami. They want to say that it was just teenagers fighting. The end of last year, we saw the little beams raining down on the great state of Hawaii. Lakalak. I don't know, I forget. Liawaha? I don't know. And the funny part, though, right, was The Rock and Oprah Winfrey came out to ask, and especially Oprah Winfrey, that made me laugh. She came out to ask for financial support to help the victims of Liawaha. I don't know. Liawaha? Anyways. And I don't think she gave a cent. And, fun fact, she bought all the land right after that. That was funny. Ooh. Accidentally inhaled on that one. Crap. I was thinking about too much. I get going. But if you want to look that up too, that's going to be the U.S. government's headquarters, most likely in the future. Because if you look up all the 15-minute cities, it's one really good prospect of relocating Washington, D.C. over there, because they can control everything. And also the regular people can't just storm and breach the Capitol. Or not the Capitol, but the actual White House and whatnot. So they might switch it over there. I'm pretty confident they will, because as they move to a one world order, they're going to need a one centralized place. And people don't care about the White House anymore. I mean, how many people actually care about the White House? A lot of people will go and see it because it's an old historical building. And it'll still be there, most likely. I don't think they're going to destroy it or tear it down. But the government officials, are they going to keep it there? I don't know. I don't think so. I mean, you go underground, and then there's tunnels, so that way you can just go wherever you want. You don't necessarily even have to be in the White House. Be wherever you want. So it might just be a shadow stage place, but honestly, I don't even think they really keep the president there much. Truth be told, I mean, even with all the fortification and the defenses and the turrets and the lasers on top and the jamming and all this, right? I don't know. I don't really think that they really keep the president there. Anyways, we got so far off of aliens talking about the president. So there's a UFO here talking about the little lizards. Truth be told, you can lose your mind. Just pick an event, like I said. Pick an event. And if you don't have Jesus, if you don't just lean on the understanding that God gives you, the peace and comfort that God gives you, being born again in Him, then there's a million things to freak out about. The economy, the crazy stuff that's going on. Are you going to get over it? No? Come on, Lexus. Okay. Well, if you're not going to get over it, then I'm going to go back to my speed, which is under the speed limit. And that's a sad place to be. I know I was there, and I still am sometimes. Sometimes things still freak me out, saying, oh, I gotta do this, and I get into squirrel mode, where I start thinking, okay, I don't really gotta do anything. But not be stupid, but prepare, right? Prepare for the inevitable. Things are told to us for a very, very particular reason, so that way we can ride it out the best of our abilities. Things are going to get harder, but when it says a day's wages will be for a denarius, right? Doesn't mean that all Christians are going to go under that. Yes, all Christians will be affected by it. The way I kind of see it is, some Christians, when they're pressed for, a denarius, some Christians might make 1 1/18 of a denarius, and some Christians might make 1.5 denarius. It's still gonna be tight. It's still gonna be rough, and things are gonna get worse and worse. I don't know. I just become one denarius. I like to take God for His face value, so we'll see. But until that day comes, work as hard as we can, because when things are that expensive, we still got to be able to eat. So I say prepare, don't be stupid, but don't go out of your way and put yourself out because you're preparing for something in the future. That would also be stupidity and not wise. Prepare a little bit, because even if it's not the great coming of Jesus, right? Just a natural event. We've seen a whole lot of natural events. You want at least a little bit of food, maybe a little bit of light at night if you need, and just some of the basic stuff. Just some of the basic stuff that you enjoy, because you never know. I mean, with every catastrophic thing, things are harder and harder to buy. Oh, they are going to take my spot, ain't they? Oh. Nope, they're going down that aisle. Awesome. Awesome. I can reverse into this bad boy right here. This is my spot. It's now my spot. It doesn't say my name on it, but there we go. And let's bump it up to the curb. Bump up the noise. There we go. You know you're on the curb when you bump it. That's the only correct way to park. But you're always gonna need a little bit of that creature comfort when things go bad. I don't know. For me, I like chaos because I'm just a simple person when it really comes down to it. I like things, don't get me wrong. I like technology, but I also see the destructive part of it and the destructive part of a lot of different things. And you know, it's just, I don't know. I'm one of those weird ones that would just love if technology just went bye-bye today. Because I'd be just fine. Yeah, I just have to change up my life a little bit. But I work with my hands, and you know, I can do a lot of different things, so I'll always be able to bring food in. To what level, I don't know, right? Depends on my skills. My other skills are not as good as my jewelry skills, because that's been my career for a long time. But I'm not afraid to put on some boots and grab a hammer and go do whatever I need to do. I tend to just do whatever I want in life. And that has its own problems and its own struggles. So I'm not saying follow and be me, but I tend to just do whatever I want in life. I have for a long time. Sticking with the same type of work and whatnot, it's been very, very weird. God gave me the ability to be able to do this, and I know that for a fact because I prayed about it. But even right now, I know I'm not supposed to be here anymore. This place served its purpose to me. I don't know what's around the corner. So, oh, and that's my boss right there. He's got a nice. Oh, that's not him. It's a different Mercedes. But I don't know. Life is weird, right? Anyways, I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed. Go check out the UFO hearing if you want something to play in the background. See what's going on in the government just a little bit. Remember, the government is smoke shows, so anytime you watch them, know this. I don't know about some of these Democrat people. They're just straight up liars. I don't think they really even say any truth at all, which is weird because it goes off script of what the government usually does. But usually this is what the government does, is they will make a claim, give real information with deception. And then usually the deception is really good to where you just don't care. Or they make it overly complicated and they know that you're not going to look it up. You know, it's very interesting. It's very, very interesting. So when you watch the government, keep that in mind, because there's a lot of truths to be had. And then pair it up with the Bible. Pair it up with the Bible. See if they're telling the truth. You know if they're telling the truth. Another way to tell the truth, right? Or see if they're telling the truth is, does it line up with the end days? Does it line up with prophecy? Because it probably will. That's the funny part. Anyways, I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. you guys have families, spend time with your families. If you guys have children, spend time with your children. They're very, very important. And other than that, I appreciate you guys, and you guys stay sexy. Laters.